For when I am afraid, right? For when I am afraid, I trust in you, God. For when I am afraid, when the fears take over, when fear takes over, I trust in you. When I am afraid, when I am... Psalms 56:3. But when I am afraid, I will put my trust in you. Psalms 56:3. But when I am afraid, I will put my trust in you. I'm frightened when I am scared. I trust in you. When I worry, I trust in you. See, this is what this is saying. This is what this verse is saying is when you are scared, when you feel like you are down and out, when you feel like there's no hope, when you feel like your whole body is just freezing up, it's locking up, you don't know what to do, you're terrified. Trust in God, pray, meditate. See, when you got a big test coming up, you pray about it. You put your trust in God. He ain't gonna make you pass, but he will take away the worries. And if you trust in him and you put in the action necessary, you can do amazing and great things. When you have to face your boss, when you are starting a new job, starting a new school, starting a whole new chapter in your life, put your trust in God. Put your trust in the Lord. Put your trust in he who will comfort you and love you and take care of you every step of the way. But see, if you don't put your trust in him, if you do not put your trust in God, if you don't put your trust in your Father, that fear is going to take over. That fear is going to petrify you. It's going to make you freeze up, be frozen in fear, and not to be able to do the great things that God wants you to do. See, we cannot rely on our own being. We need to rely on God, especially when fear takes over. See, every season, it's like starting all over from scratch. See, now that's a powerful thing that we could really just kind of try to comprehend. Every start of a season, every time you start something new. Motivational quote by Usain Bolt. Every season for me, it's like starting from scratch again. Every season for me, it's like starting from scratch again. You start from scratch. Everything that you learned, you keep, but you know what? You start and you learn all over again. You learn all over again. You learn new things and you apply it, right? And you apply it. You treat a new season like it's a whole new start, like you just started from scratch, so you're starting all over again. Take every opportunity that you have been given. Take every moment that you have. Take it. Anytime it's new, anytime you're in a new environment, start from scratch. Take the skills and the things that you learned along the way from the past, from previous seasons, and take into this new season, but you start from scratch from day one on the learning process. Day one on the growth. Because you've already grown, but you need to take the necessary steps to make it to that next level. To make it to the next level. See, now that's what we got to do. You got to go in, when you start a whole new season, when you start a whole new thing, you start from scratch. You start from scratch, and I promise you it's going to be amazing. It's going to be something that is going to take you to the whole new level, and you are going to be like, man, who would have known, right? Who would have known that I would be able to make it to that next level? Who could have seen that? See, but then you start learning new skills because you're starting all over every single time, and you get rid of the bad habits and you start adapting to the new good habits that will take you to that next moment, take you to the next level. See, your greatest fears are made up by your imagination. They're created by your imagination. Think about that. Think about it. See, our fears play a huge role in our life. They could cripple us, and we could. Winston Churchill. Your greatest fears are created by your imagination. Don't give it to them. Your greatest fears are created by your imagination. Don't give in to them. We have two choices. We could either be frozen in fear, or we could do something about it. We could overcome it. We could rely on God, rely on His strength and His guidance to overcome and to break out of that fear, to do something that we probably thought we would never be able to do. See, but if you allow the fear to cripple you, if you allow the fear to just continue to destroy you, you're giving in. And see, this quote is saying, you know what? Fear, our greatest fears is created by our imagination. Our imagination, our minds, super powerful. They could do so much. They could do so much. See, this is why it says, but don't give in. Don't give in to the fears. Don't give into what your mind is creating. Because your mind will create these things and they may not even be real. They may not even be real. And see, if we allow ourselves to keep doing that, if we allow the fears to take over, if we allow the fears to cripple us, to break us, to destroy us, how are we ever going to make it to that next level? How are we ever going to be somebody better? How are we ever going to be someone new, someone with growth, someone with potential, someone that's been around the block a few times, that could kind of show the ropes to the younger people, right? To the people younger than you, to your family, to your peers, right? See, you got to be able not to not give in. Don't give in. Don't allow your imagination to create these fears that will destroy you. So don't wait for the opportunity. Create it. See, we live in a day and age like a lot of people do this. Think about it. A lot of people do this. We just wait and we wait and we wait for the opportunity, and it never comes. We keep waiting. Anonymous. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it. I'm going to say it one more time. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it. And we keep waiting and we keep waiting and nothing. Right? Nothing. And that's fine. If you don't want to grow, that's fine. If you don't want to make it to do anything, and when no opportunities come knocking at your door, when they don't come knocking at your door, you cannot complain. You cannot complain. You can't complain. You will have regrets because no way you didn't go and create that opportunity. You didn't go and try to create an opportunity for yourself. You just decided to feel bad about yourself and just swallow in your self-pity, right? See, you got to create the opportunity. You can't just expect it to just come out of nowhere. No. You can't just expect it to come out of nowhere. Sometimes we're lucky, sometimes we're blessed, and the opportunity just falls right in our lap. But see, the ultimate opportunist is going to find that opportunity. And they're going to create that opportunity, and they're going to do something amazing with it. They're going to do something amazing with it. But not you, right? Not you. You just going to continue to do your thing and be like, I'm going to just wait for the opportunity to come. But will it? What if it don't? Then you just wasted your time just waiting. You wasted your time just waiting. You got to go out there. You got to create it. You got to do something that other people ain't doing. You got to stand out with your work ethic, with what you do, with what you believe in. See, good judgment comes from experience, and that comes from bad judgment. See, I can't make good judgments all the time, and if you never went through the experience, Will Rogers. Good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment. Good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment. Never had the different experiences if you never go out there and try to do things, experience life, meet new people, interact with new people, and make bad judgment along the way. See, a lot of us who won't make good judgment, when it comes to strangers, when it comes to friends, family, different things, right? But a lot of times we're going to make some bad judgment. We're going to make some bad calls. But see, we're going to learn from those, and it's going to give us the experience so we could go into the future, go into some new lanes, some new territories, and start making some good judgment based off of the experience we've had with the bad judgment. See, don't beat yourself up about this. Don't think, oh man, why can't I make a good judgment call? It's okay. It all comes from experience. But see, if you go in there with that mindset of like, man, I never get to do it. I can't make a good judgment. I can't make a good judgment call. It's always bad. It's always bad. And I understand where you're coming from. I understand that it's a struggle. I understand it's eating you alive. But the thing is, it's all about experience. Experience is going to play a factor in it. Experience is going to show you where you are, show you what you can do. And I promise you that experience is going to show, and you will start to make some good judgment calls. But it takes experience. So, I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and then I try to ignore the rest. See, a lot of times our focus and our worries and everything is on what we're up against. Miss Williams, I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and I try to ignore the rest. I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and I try to ignore the rest. It's on the opposition, on the competition. See, and then we psych ourselves out. We're like, okay, and then if they intimidating, if they big, if they're extremely, skilled or whatever it is, if they are on a whole other level, you've already lost the war. They've already gotten in your mind, and you don't believe in yourself. But see, if your sole focus is on your goals, like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna achieve it. If I gotta keep crawling and climb my way, I'm gonna do it. But see, that's the important part. That's a good thing, right? See, when you go and say, okay, I got this. I will continue to focus on my goals. I will continue to focus on my goals. I am not going to worry about the opposition. I'm not going to worry about the competition. I ain't going to worry about those who oppose me. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to focus on what I need to focus on, and that's the important part. My goals. My goals is what I'm focusing on. I ain't focusing on the other people that are being motivational people, that are motivating people, inspiring people. I ain't focused on what they're doing. What they're doing is their thing. I ain't focused on that. I ain't focused on people doing YouTube. I ain't focused on other nutrition clubs. I ain't focused on other people that react to videos. I ain't worried about or focused on other people that do stuff in the Christian hip-hop community. I ain't worried about that. I'm focused on my goals, and that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to continue to do. I ain't worried about none of this stuff that's going on around me. I am going to continue to do what I need to do. I am going to continue to work on my goals and to continue to be the best version of me.